Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have Maxine Shriber joining us today from Maxine Shriber Design, based out of New York City. We're going to talk to her today all about her full service company, really, that does from blueprint to permits to construction. And her whole team oversees so many beautiful interior design plans through all different phases. So first and foremost, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. It's excited to get to know you, and I love what you do. I'm inspired. I look through magazines, and I look online, and I look at all these beautiful, beautiful interiors, and I'm excited because I can't wait to redo my house one day when the kids get older. But as a designer, you have a mind, a brain, and a vision that I don't have. So I need the help of someone like you, and I'm sure so many people do. Let's get started by finding out just a little bit about you. Where are you from? And give us a little bit of that background, please.
So I'm always from New York. I started my career actually as a fashion designer, and I did that for quite a few years. And I changed my direction when I decided to have a second child. And I was helping out a friend who was also in interior. She didn't do construction, but she did mostly interior. And when I first started out, you had to do blueprints for fabric. You couldn't just go to a fabric house and pick out what you wanted. You had to put in the color-ups. So I started doing the color-ups, and I sort of got interested in it. And then when I was pregnant, I went back to school, and that's how it started.
Oh, wow.
So then I was asked by my husband to do his new office space. And I said, sure, because he said he was paying me. And that's the key word to me, is being paid. And I started doing it. It took about 4 months. And one of his clients came in, asked him about the interior of the work and who did it. And he said, it was my wife. He said, well, would she be willing to work for me? Because my daughter's getting married, and that's how it all started. And that was it.
Wait, but I also read you were doing fashion designing first, right?
Yeah, I was a fashion designer. I've had Center Spring, Harper's Bazaar. I've been in Windows and Bloomingdale's and Lord & Taylor's. And it was under another name, which was Maxine Marlowe.
Okay.
And it was mostly very high couture leather clothing. And I did that for about 8 years. And actually, that's how I met my husband, because they were doing the advertising for the firm.
Beautiful. Well, I've seen your portfolio, and I urge people to check it out too. But I mean, you're doing work all over, not just New York City. You're talking worldwide, right?
Yeah, I do. I've done a couple of homes in Bermuda. I'm just finishing up a little apartment in London that I'm doing virtually. I'm not traveling there where I travel. And I did some Frank Lloyd Wright houses in LA.
I read that. Very impressive resume. And I know you pay meticulous attention to detail and you work with your clients. Let's explain how you do it, right? Because you're there from start to finish and you are so dedicated. Let's talk a little bit about why people are coming to you.
Well, I think because we're a full service organization. We don't just do blueprints, or we just don't do the interior fashion of it, but we do everything from blueprint to all of the permits. We oversee our entire crew that does plumbing, electrical, building, everything. And we do it from the ground up. And we're constantly involved and having meetings with clients and so forth on. But it's a very on-site kind of design firm.
Got it. Well, this is fantastic. I would love to hear just a little bit more about you as a child. And I used to create and draw things all the time. And could you share a little bit about this as a child?
Yeah,
you had this in you.
What happened was, I guess what made me an entrepreneur, more or less, is when I was a little girl, I always would draw and paint around the house and do things. My mother wanted a mural in the kitchen. I would do a wall of mural and whatever. And then one day, and if my father asked me to shine shoes, I got 25 cents a pair of shoes. I mean, I did anything to collect money. So when I was about 12, I decided to have an arts and craft camp. And my mother helped me set up the garage with a table and benches and everything. And I had 8 children, and I used to pick them up, and I got $250 a day. No, $250 a week.
Wow.
Excuse me, $250 a week. I had 8 children, and we taught them arts and crafts. And I used to buy all the arts and crafts and teach them how to do jewelry, to do kinds of things for their parents. And I did that for the whole summer, and it was great. So it was the beginning.
Amazing. Well, we're excited that you're here and would love to talk about how you're making clients, dreams come true, right? Because the fact you're there from start to finish in all different phases, that's impressive too. So the whole construction aspect totally makes you unique because not everybody has that. So where did you want to start by talking about the work that you're doing?
Well, the interesting thing is when you have a client, each person is an individual. And even though there's certainly a style that I do, certain ideas that I have, but it also includes the client's needs, the client's concepts. I mean, if she likes blue, then I'm working with blue. I'm not going to buy her into, dark green. It's very much of a teamwork in the beginning of what they want and what we can give them. And until each person is satisfied, including myself, because I want to be proud of what I do, we are a team, the client and I, and we create together. And I think it's very important. I insist that a client gets involved. Like even my clients that came from Bermuda. I flew down there initially, went through the whole house, did all my measurements, got everything together. She bought an old Bermuda house. And then she came to New York and we worked like 3 days straight. So I had a feeling of what she likes and what I can provide for her. So it's very important. So that's what we're working on right now. And we did another house in Bermuda where actually I worked on the construction.
Wow. Well, I saw some of your pictures. I'm not sure which Bermuda home it was, but I just love the living room. You have
very much.
Yes. I love the stone in the background. And then you have like the TV hanging on the wall and the uplit like shelves. It's beautiful, beautiful. And the bathrooms. I mean, you're doing everything, right? So from kitchens to bathrooms to garages. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. Well, we always do. I'm also a cook. I'm a gourmet cook. So kitchens are really important to me. So it's my way of relaxing. A glass of wine and I cook dinner. And that's my thing. But so kitchens are really important. And most architects, especially if they're male, have absolutely no idea how to build a kitchen for you because they don't know what you need. They don't know where you need to have things and the supplies and so forth on. So I think my kitchens are the best of my details of work because I myself love the kitchen. So
well, can I ask just some current trends? I mean, obviously, I feel like since the pandemic, everyone's opening up the walls and making that big island a huge thing because everyone's hanging out in the kitchen. Is there anything you could share about what is current? What are most people coming to with kitchens nowadays? What are the things?
It is sharing in it. I have a home in Long Island that I go to, and I would say even all my guests, my family that comes, we're all in the kitchen. We're all involved in cooking. We're all involved in having hors d'oeuvres and a glass of wine. It's become not sit down in the living room and talk. It's around the kitchen. And it's even from the wealthiest people to the average person, they love their kitchen. It's a way that they can entertain in another space besides their living room.
Got it.
So I think it's really important. So that's why they're breaking down the walls, making it bigger. The kids could be in there. They could do their homework. Like I do a lot of homes down in Tribeca. Well, it's very important at night if a woman is in the kitchen, even if she has help that's cooking, she's still in the kitchen. And she likes the children there doing their homework. So if they have an island or they have something, they could be part of the whole family structure. It's really important.
Beautiful.
So it's very different than it was when I was a kid where kitchen was the kitchen and then you sat down to eat.
Yeah. It's all kind of in one now. And is there any trends in particular, or are we going back to, the darker cabinets now again? Because we were like what are some trends that you don't mind just sharing with us?
It depends really on the individual, to be honest with you. I do them dark with wood and I do them white. I personally, I like both very light kitchens because I like to feel more open in this space.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't want it to feel like a den. I want it to feel like I'm in an open space. I think a lot of people are doing open shelves. So you see all the pottery and all your dishes, which is very beautiful. Today you have a lot of white dishes that you want to serve with, and they can be all on shelving that is open. I think that it's just a more casual way of putting into the kitchen. I happen to think it's the way to go because it's a place where you work.
And let me ask you this: I have
there. You even have your computer in the kitchen.
Well, so, I have young kids. They're 8 and 10, maybe not so young anymore, but still, they make a mess. They scuff things. And what about the durability now? I'm seeing a lot of these islands. Help me out here. Instead of having just the wood, now you're putting like I'm not sure what the correct word is, the tile over it. I don't know if it's granite or marble, but like.
Well, a lot of people are going with a stone that is not real. Like we used to put Carrara, which we love, and I still love it. But it's especially for children and for people in the kitchen. If you have red wine, it's going to stain. So
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, even if you steal it, you're going to get the ring marks all over. So you have to then have it honed and resealed again. So there's a product, it's called Caesar stone, and it's a composite of stone. And what they do is they grind it all up and they pour it into slabs, and it comes rather large. And some of them look exactly like Carrara or other stones that you love, and you really can't tell the difference. Some of them are fabulous. And if you want pure white, they have a pure white stone. You could throw anything on it. You could throw your chicken on it and clean it up. And in fact, people who are religious, who have a kosher kitchen, all insist on it because they can't mix things like meat and dairy and so forth on. But you can clean it off with vinegar, and it is pure to work on. It doesn't absorb anything. It's like the old granite of years ago.
Wow. And this is for now countertops. Is this also for floors too? Does a Caesar stone work?
Countertops. Some people are doing it for their backsplash as well. Some people are putting it in their bathroom because they say their husband with their aftershave and their shaving cream and all this stuff, and they're making stains all over their Carrara. They love their Carrara, but they've had it. And so I've been replacing a lot of them for people, especially because of husbands.
Wow, got it.
We are not like, the husbands are not as careful.
This is beautiful, though. We need things that are easy to maintain like this. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. All right. So we're talking, obviously, here with Maxine Shriber Design. If you are just tuning in, excited to know, more about her. And we're talking about all the dreams she's making come true when it comes to, full construction projects, right, for the home. And is it also commercial, too? I saw some projects as well.
Yes, I do some commercial. I do some, I've done a couple of restaurants in New York. And I've done a lot of the office spacing, for some top offices in the Hemsley building and some other places. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
And then remember the whole .com situation where these young people were getting all this money and investment they would need for their spaces to be fabulous. And I was fortunate enough to be called in on some of them where they all had to have the Aeron chair and everything had to be the coolest and the things. They were all of 20, these people, and they just had money to burn, and they just wanted it to be top notch. And I did a lot of those office spaces, which was lots of fun, but all of them are out of business, but not due to me.
And this is beautiful. And I love now, let me just ask you, some struggles as an entrepreneur, as a woman in this field. I mean, have you had your fair share of struggles? What would you say, have been some challenges in this?
When I first started out, I was not in fashion, but in this business, because I'm with basically hard hats. I'm with construction people, not easygoing. Some have their very chauvinistic type of attitude.
Judgmental, discriminatory. Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah. So being a woman was a little bit difficult. And in fact, it was very difficult. And it used to be to the point where I would say, listen, if you have a problem working with me, I think you should leave the job, not work with me, because I'm it. If I say I don't like it, I don't like it. And you can't sort of counteract with me. So in the beginning, it was pretty hard. And then I used to say thank you and please all the time and be very gracious. And then I changed and I became just like them. And I could curse like them. I can get down and dirty with them. And I've been in the basement with plumbing with them. And now they respect me and I have no problem.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a wonderful thing. Sad they didn't realize that at first, but I'm glad you got to them. And it's true because clearly with your talent, your design and skill, they should be bowing down to you. I mean, I've seen also your work on social media. And for those that don't know, you also have a showroom, correct?
No, we don't have a showroom. We have offices, but we don't have a
Oh,
showroom.
I thought it was, I'm sorry, downtown. I saw a listing for that. Maybe, okay, that was something else. But how can people, see your work? Where do you guide them to?
Well, most of the time they could see it online at my site. There's a lot of things on my site. They can also see us on Instagram
Yeah.
and a few other Facebook.
Pinterest.
What? Pinterest? Pinterest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pinterest. Got it.
Right. So we show a lot of our stuff. We show also how we like to do things. I mean, we'll even do helpful hints on plants and orchids and how to buy them and how to take care of them, because I think they're important things in the home and people usually let them just all die. And there's a way to take care of them. There really is.
All right. Speaking of residential, we talked about kitchens being one of the main facets of remodeling and what you're doing with the interiors. Bathrooms, would that be next? Would you mind talking a little bit about?
Absolutely next. They're the key. And it's usually some people like husband and wife bathroom, and some like it separate, whereas her bathroom, his bathroom, which is quite different. But in general, they all like the new sunken tubs, which winds up, all the young children wind up in their bathroom, going into the big tubs and enjoying it. And there's always a shower in there where we have the space. If we don't, then they have to choose which they prefer. But we have to have at least one bathtub in the environment, in the space, because it's very important to have. And it also for comfort of the family and resale value. So it can't be all showers, even though I love showers.
I know. I still like a good bath myself at 47, and my kids still like them too. But you're right.
I take a bath every night. It's my way of honing and calming down. It's the only way I can really relax. I just take a bath, no matter what time. 2:00 in the morning, I come in, I take a bath.
Beautiful.
A lot of people are just like me too, especially New York City people.
I could imagine. And let me ask, I mean, when it comes to flooring, like for the bathroom, the kitchen, are you changing the flooring up in the bathroom as compared to the kitchen, or are people doing the same type of floor throughout their home or apartment in a sense?
No. The bathroom, a lot of times we use a lot of mosaics inserted. We use a lot of different materials to give texture to the bathroom. The kitchen, we basically stay again with more of a porcelain base, again for the point of not staining. Some of them look just like wood floors. Some of them look like granite. Some of them look like all kinds of finishes that you would want on stone, but they're all porcelain and you can wash them and have no problem, and the food just sits on top.
Oh my goodness. And I'm, looking at your work, I'm seeing a lot of, excuse my language, I'm not sure if we're talking marble, talking stone, but it's going all the way to the ceiling now, right? That's the biggest look, I'd say, and trend. It doesn't, when I was little growing up, the tile stopped here. And then I was like, why? I'm like, I'm wetting the roof, the ceiling, it's rotting, Mom.
Well, a lot of people, traditional people who like a more traditional home, will still build their tiling only 2/3 up, and then they want to put wallpaper. It's a very personal thing. I personally think if you're in a bathroom with steam showers and a big bathtub, you need the tile to go all the way up. So the maintenance is zero. It's never have to be worried about. You don't have to re-wallpaper, re-plaster. The only thing you have to do is paint the ceiling.
And also, in your field and expertise, let's talk a little bit about some of your clients. I mean, you don't have to use their name, but I want to hear what people are saying about you. And I know you've been featured on different TV shows, magazines. I mean, you are pretty impressive. What would you say most people, say about the work you're doing?
Well, I would say with the exception of one client, only one client in my complete career, who was a hoarder, that I had to finally leave the job. But I think most of the people that I work for, I'm very fortunate. They're all wonderful people, nice people. A lot of them became my friends over the years. yeah, one of them is one of my oldest, dearest friends, and I did her home and her place in Puerto Rico, and we've been friends ever since. But I would say I'm very lucky. A lot of people aren't. They have horror stories, but I do not. And I think one of the reasons is that I'm not always right, and I can admit it. And I can work with the client on the basis of to listen to what they have to say. And I think they feel comfortable with me over a period of time, and therefore they don't feel threatened by me, and I think we become friends.
Beautiful. Let me ask, you mentioned wallpaper before. Interior, living rooms, dining rooms. What are some of the trends? Is there a lot of wallpaper coming back, or would you mind just sharing a little bit about that?
A lot of
Curious.
it's coming back. Like, believe it or not, fur is coming back. Don't throw out your fur coat. It's coming back in fashion. But people, again, they have a little girl or they have a baby boy, and they have to bring a little more color in there. Let me just turn this off now.
No problem.
Okay, sorry for that.
That's okay.
But they want a little color, and so they want to put in wallpaper. The only wallpaper I put in a husband and wife's bedroom or an older child is a texture paper, meaning it'll give texture to the wall, but it won't give color. If it's neutral, it'll stay neutral. But for kids and for sometimes little bathrooms, they love still using wallpaper.
Well, also, Maxine, it's exciting that you're here today, and we want to also make sure we're covering everything about you and the company. What else did you want to make sure that we talk about today?
I don't know. There's not much. It's what we do, what we love, and we do any kind of design that you want. That's the key. We do built-ins. We even help people design their pool, even though I don't build pools, but I will help them with the coloring, with the trim around it. It's what we do. We love color, we love people, and we love design. So we're a good match.
Beautiful. And, let me ask how the process works, right? I know you mentioned most of it's in person, but you also do virtual work. So the process, if someone's interested, I'm assuming you have to sit down, right? Do people bring in like all their, hey, I saw these magazine clippings. Do people kind of have a sense, or are you sometimes giving them input like, hey, you think this is a great idea? I'm assuming you're open to using their opinions as well as, furnishing and styling the way you would like.
Okay, because of the internet and because of so many things that are available for people like House and a few other sites, I always ask them to first send me pictures of what they like. And then I edit it from what they say. Then I can it's like someone who likes everything, but if you put everything on, if you're dressing and you put everything on, all your jewelry, all your thing, you'll look ridiculous. So you have to edit it from what they like and try to find a happy medium where it's still good taste and something that they'll like. But I think the internet is a great process that we didn't have years ago. They used to take out the newspaper. They used to take out the magazines. They used to leave it on at my office. This is all what I like. This is what the colors I like and so forth on. But now I think it's a lot more like even we're designing a bar. A perfect example, we're designing a bar now. And the woman who we're doing it for, she sent pictures of things. Even though we sent her drawings first, she sent pictures of sort of the same concept, but tweaking it. And she's to be closer in the lines and closer in this. And can we achieve that? And could I have more, backdrop of mirror? And so therefore, they're more exposed, the clients, so they're easy to work with. And I said, absolutely. And then we redesigned it and gave her the 2D drawing and 3D drawing, and they love it. So, and it's actually going to production next week.
Beautiful. Great to hear. And wow, I could imagine. I mean, if you're doing these types of projects, some can take, how long, right? Or are you doing whole homes, right? So people from new construction to old construction, people probably have to move out of their homes sometimes, right?
Well, in the city, we have a deadline. We have no choice. Very different. The city, if I don't do certain things in a certain amount of time, and each building is different, then my client is kind of billed $1,000 a day in some of the co-ops. It's outrageous. So I have to have a deadline. So if I take on a project, I have to promise that I can get it within the deadline. As long as I finish construction within the deadline, I can bring in furniture, I can bring in carpet. That's not considered construction. Otherwise, my client has to pay anywhere from $2,500 to $500. I mean, it's insane. A day. And the building keeps to it. The fancier the building, the higher the prices.
Yeah,
But
no.
a house is very different. I have no deadline, and I can work late hours, where in the city I can't get in before 9 and I have to leave by 4 so they can vacuum the carpets and whatever else that we have, even though we cover everything. In the home, we could work Saturdays, we could work Sundays, we could really rev up on the work and get it much quicker.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here, getting to know you. And if someone wants to reach you, let's talk specifically the website. How do we find you? And on social media again, would you mind sharing?
Sure. Well, they can also call us at the office, which is 212-588-9521. And on the website, it's MaxineShriberDesign.com. Am I correct? www. Just checking with everybody.
Of course.
And then the same thing with Instagram and all of the sites. You just have to put in my name and everything comes up.
And what do you love most about the work you do?
I like the challenge to take something and make it beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's a great pleasure. It's like cooking at night, starting with ingredients and coming out with a great dinner, and your company loves it. And it's the same feeling. So if you're a cook, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask this. For someone in your business, in your field, how does it work with your home or homes? Are you always reinventing, redesigning, redoing? Or, I mean, that's got to be challenging. Or do you get enough out of working for your clients and customers that you feel okay? Because I feel like if I was in your shoes, I'd be like, I like this now. I want to change up my kitchen. I want to change my bathroom.
Yeah, well, I redid a old farmhouse that was built in 1767 in the North Fork of Long Island.
Oh, I was just out there last week, and I live out in Holtzville, but I went to the vineyard trails out in Jamesport and all the Greenport all the way.
Okay, so I live right near Orient. I live in East Marion, right before the bridge.
Oh, perfect. Beautiful. Yep.
Yeah, and I took a 1767 house and I renovated it. I put in everything that I loved and everything that I wanted. The outside still looks like a house from the 1767, but in very good shape and beautiful landscaping. But the inside is very contemporary, and I've changed it in the inside only. And that was great for me. Now I just went through, unfortunately, I had a flood in my apartment. So I am right now living with no floors, no curtains, all furniture is going out. So yes, I'm changing it up, but normally I would just leave it and I'm happy with it just being the way it is. But I have to fix everything now because it had mold, it had everything. And I was out of my apartment for about 2 weeks. Lots of fun.
Well, wishing you luck with that, but thank goodness you go to you for the help. And let me just ask one other question. If you are working in someone's home, not outside, who has a freestanding home, not an apartment, just curious, do they start with the inside first or outside first? What has to be done first?
In a house?
In a home, yes.
Yeah. Well, if you're changing structure, like we did a house in Larchmont, when you're changing structure, you must do the structure first. So if you're extending, you have to raise your roof. You have to, a lot of houses don't have the support that they used to or the fireproofing. So everything structurally outside and structure inside has to be done before you do anything. And then you can start, building your blocks. But no, you plan, you take your architectural plans, you know where your plumbing is going to be, you know where your electric is going to be, you know where everything's going to be, but you don't do anything until the structure is correct.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Maxine Shriber, everyone. Please reach out. You can give her a call. Also, go to MaxineShriberDesign.com. Look for her on all social media. And what's the phone number one more time, Maxine?
It's 212-588-9521.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. Been a pleasure getting to know you. I hope we get to connect again. And if we do, I would love to share, some of your work here on the Zoom platform. If we could share some images of some of the work, because I looked at them before, obviously on the website before I spoke to you. Gorgeous. It'd be great to show the audience as well.
Okay.
All
Terrific.
right. Thank you again.
All right.
Have a fantastic day.
Great meeting you too, and thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.